Hello, visitors of the internet. Today I have another vehicle built by Uberschnell The Great, which is far better than the last one, I would say. Much nicer in terms of the fine details. Not that the last one was bad, just this is a huge improvement, and I'm going to attempt to better it. Well, yeah, given how well my last attempt went, which I ultimately got destroyed despite having the better engine, yeah, I have to hold out hope. Anyway, I did briefly attempt to do this before, but I just ended up poodling around with engines and got nowhere. So, yeah, let's just hope I do it better this time. Now, I have got a notepad up on the right-hand monitor. Not this monitor that you're seeing, but the one on the other side. That has got the main details of the car. So 1900 kilograms and 5 litre V8 basically, and it's got how many miles per gallon? Actually, reference the page right now, 16.6, okay. So, I'm going to refer to that when I need some basic information, but let's hear how this sounds for now. So yeah, this is basically a high-performance muscle GT car thing. It's counted as GT Premium, and it's got 4 seats, and it's a... I don't know what kind of interior it's got, actually. I'd assume a premium, but I never paid too much attention. Oh no, luxury interior, but with premium infotainment? Okay, so... it's time for me, then, to make a new model and hope I can compete with it. I think I know what I'm doing here. Forgive me, though, if I don't know what I'm doing and I just fall flat. And, hey, what are you doing, cursor? I wasn't scrolling at all, though. It started doing it by itself, and I don't know, really. We could try building these up, but they're not premium bodies in the slightest. I don't want to build an SUV or... Ooh. Sorry, you've prevented me with a people mover. You presented me with a people mover. I must not resist this brilliant opportunity to do a thing. We don't do... Actually, you know what? It's not what they've got, but a ladder, I think, could be quite good. It's a very traditional way of doing things, you see, so... I would be honouring tradition more by doing this, although it's not necessarily the best way of doing things. It's at least what I'm going to start with. Okay, so we're going to go with double wishbones on the front, and we're going to go with coil on the rear. Again, honouring tradition, at least for the time being. Looks like he's got a really short wheelbase. I'm pretty sure that's going to change. Do we want an inline 6? Probably not. Do we want a V8? Probably not. Do we want a flat 6? Maybe. Or do we want a V6? Ooh. I'm getting weird now. Inline 6 for all that smoothness and perfect balance. We're going with a twin cam. Inline 6. I'd say about 4 litres. No, I can't fit a ball bias V6, inline 6 rather. How about an inline 5? Oh, no. Stupidity has overtaken me. Sorry, all rationale must be forgotten. I'm putting a 4 litre inline 4 in this vehicle. Yes, 4 litres of over... what? No, 4 litres spread across 4 cylinders with 5 valves per cylinder. This is ridiculous. Okay, we're going with much improved internals, because otherwise, how on earth is this engine going to survive? And all cams. To be honest, you can get 8 litre V8s in some vehicles, so it's not as ridiculous as it initially looks. We are going to have to do something with it, though. And we'll go with a injection system. Actually, we could go with single turbo. How is that for getting a lot of power out of 4-cylinder? If it's 200 kilograms, we are on par with that other car. Fuel economy, actually. Let's see if I can get an economical engine out of this all. Direct injection. I think I'll try 4-valve cylinder. I think I'm going a bit crazy with 5, to be honest. We'll go with a standard intake and a regular fuel type. We'll go with a lean fuel mixture, at least for the time being. This will probably have to be a lot bigger. And check that like so. So far, pretty good. That is just the initial tune, remember? But it does not rev. It does not rev to save its own life. And yeah. The connecting rods are the weak point, that must be said. Change those. The crankshaft becomes a weak point. It cannot rev to save its life. It's an unfortunate truth. It just won't go. And we could go with an inline 6, but then it would run out of space. So the natural solution to such a problem is to go with a V6 or a V8. Now, a V6 of about 4 litres. I am trying to make this a bit smaller, but turbocharged. That is really what I'm trying to get across. 60-degree V6 works very well, I would say, for size. It's a little tall, but nothing to worry about. So at this point, yeah, we can rev it to almost 10,000. It is a high revving engine, so no trouble here. All the trouble is resolved. I'd say I even got a bit more power with those extra 2 cylinders. Right, then we can, after we've done that, we can go and up the cam profile, which in turn will rev it higher, but it will also give us the additional power. Should give us the additional power band as well, so we can rev it up to like 9,500 without any real issues. Maybe even more. And yeah, this is just a twin turbo V6 at the moment. I wanted a inline 6, but you know, we have to deal with the game's constraints here. If the vehicle just flat out won't fit a V6, it won't fit a V6. I can't suddenly bend the rules to make it fit one, and I'm going to need a lot more power. This just doesn't have the power, quite frankly. Oh, we can go with dual exhaust though, so the V6 does have that one benefit in that I don't have to go with a one massive exhaust. I can kind of split out the exhaust and make it a little more reasonable size. Well, I blew up the engine. Okay, and economy. Yeah, it's kind of reset it. I had a different cylinder count to what I did before when I built the inline 4. I don't know what to say. I can build an economy engine, it's just it has to be massive for it to work as I would like it to. Maybe if I make it massive, I can get away with it. 6 litres of turbocharged goodness. Although, as I said, I'm honouring tradition, so I do still have inferior, far actually inferior suspension. So my luxury MPV thing will have hopefully got a way of making power. We'll need to go change this. Oh, I've just realised the intercooler as well. The intercooler's far down there. If we can't really work with that because it's far too low for us to make any usable state out of, should I say? 831. 370 something horsepower. So 385. That's nice. That's nice. But not nice enough. So Yeah, let's hear it. Well, until the point it blows up, I just can't hear any turbo. I'm going to have to come back to this and make sure it's all working properly. I think I'll have to stick performance on. As much as I liked the idea of having a kind of economical turbo, I don't think that's the solution to finding economy out of this engine. I'm trying to compete with a vehicle that isn't that economical, remember? So, yeah, that's a way of going about things. We can do that, sure. Have some sliding doors. Let's move that back just a little. And we can have this moving back. Maybe like so. I think it's meant for a front wheel drive line, to be honest. Oh wow. Yeah, this is just meant to be unitary, which has me thinking. Again, maybe I should honour what this vehicle truly is, what this vehicle was truly meant to be from the very start. Which is a unitary or maybe a semi-space frame at the very least. I can go with a transverse engine there. And then we can keep the solid axle coil. But we are going front transverse because that's what it's meant to be. So we can go and then still add a massive engine. But we can also do other things to it. Or we could go with a van of a different variety. Ooh. Yay! Even more of a pony car, this. It's like, this isn't even a pony. This is like, this is a donkey car. That's the only way I can describe it. Oh dear. Anyway. I think the semi-space frame is still quite good. We could go with longitudinal. Should we? Would that be a good idea? I think struts on the front to save a bit of money. The competitor has double wishbone, but we are cheap. We can then... We're not going with torsion beam because we want power to go to the back. We can then go with... yeah, I'd say longitudinal. It has to be to fit the engine in that we want. We can go with coil. I'll probably change it later then, at this stage, because there's no point having a semi-space frame and then having old suspension holding it back. How heavy is this car overall, I wonder? Because if it's so light, I guess I can't see it yet until I've actually developed it more. So I want the correct body for a start. This is not the correct body. I want something that resembles a saloon because I don't like hatchbacks as much. But also because it has to resemble being what it's supposed to be. Come on. So you can go like so. You can bring in. It is very much an egg. That must be said. There's a lot of rear overhang as well, unnecessary, because it's kind of a super mini and I'm turning it into a muscle car. Right. So, I get the idea, though, where I'm going with this. I just don't think it's quite going to work. Maybe if I get rid of the turbos completely, I'll have a better engine at this stage of development. Right. Naturally aspirated. Well, seems to have worked. And 8600 is what we can rev it to. I'm sure I could rev it more than that. Oh, I've moved it up to 6 litres. Fair enough. So, how high do you want it revving? 7900. We should have enough playroom there. We need to change the compression. 400. It's in the 420s. There's got to be the power here, though. There's got to be. I've got to locate it, I reckon. 437. How does that affect on here? 10 horsepower perhaps. I think multi-point. Let's try that then. So now we've got massive exhausts in order to get rid of all the waste. Let's see how our non-turbo sounds. So how does this even... Oh! I've just realised how it even fits. It doesn't. Right, looks like there's only one way to do it. 90 degree it? No, that doesn't fix a height problem. Okay. V8 it. Looks like I'm forced into the oldie worldy V8 way of doing things. Unless I go boxer. But then I would be stuck with a 6-cylinder. And no opportunity to change it. Or actually, no. This isn't too bad. Remember, the number one problem was height, as I was saying. This runs into width problems. Yeah. 90 degree V8 should be about as best as I could do. So I can just about squeeze one of these into the car. It is a squeeze though. So if I go to about that, 106.5, I can then raise this up until I hit 6 litres. No. There we go. That'll work. But he's too big. Okay. Servicing will not be kind to this car. Servicing costs will not be kind to this car, I think we can conclude. Come on, I basically crammed a V8 into a Super Mini. Give my company some credit. They've done the thing that no one else would do. I mean, Audi crammed it into what was essentially a Volkswagen Passat, but I think mine is more impressive personally. Okay, so perhaps turbos? No. No, yes, no, yes, I don't know. It's 100 horsepower. Lies on, I'm guessing, the... What's it? The fuel mixture, is it? There is, yeah, here we go. Rich and lean, and that, I'm guessing, is where the extra power lies between my engine and the engine in the other vehicle. The name I forget, but the large, that was it. I just checked my document, and my engine, V8, slung across the front axle like that. Let's see what my weight balance is. Oh, I can't. Go with a 6-speed manual. Is mine all-wheel drive? No. I think all-wheel drive would work. I'm being mini Audi here. I'm building a mini Audi, okay? So, we'll go with a geared differential, or a pair of them. Radials, sport compound to compete. I think 235s. Slightly wider than our competition, actually. But having them all around should give us very good traction. And I don't know what to say beyond that. We need the traction. It is also 2012. I should have changed that. Should have changed 2012 to 2018. That's got us a bit of power, just due to technological developments and whatnot. However, still, we may need to change that. Yeah, a bit more power there. So, 450 might be enough power, actually. It depends how much this thing weighs, but 451 might be enough. I'll have to go and see. With the right wheels and everything, rather, this could look quite good, actually. I'm beginning to come round on the looks of it. I think I built my Subaru Impreza rival with this, and that is actually a very nice car. It was quick, and it was only 300 horsepower or so, but the vehicle itself was just overall quite well designed, and it made up for it. Try invented discs all around. Try, what's it? Downforce. We have to make it competitive, and a luxury interior with a premium infotainment system. We'll go with electrical variable stuff. Maybe we don't need launch control, maybe we do, who knows. To think this started as an MPV. But hey, it's getting somewhere, basically. McPherson struts on the front, and a good old basic axle on the way, with, live axle coil. So, it's coming together. It's coming together quite nicely. Sport. Utility Sport Premium is where we are instead of GT Premium. The chosen power distribution is effectively two-wheel drive, so that must mean we're sending too much power to the back, and wherever the actual menu is where you adjust that, I can go and do it. Yeah, so we want more like 50-50, maybe 40-60. That is pretty good. Utility Sport Premium is better, but it's not the market we're trying to aim for. So, I don't know. Come on, small vehicle. We want you to compete with a larger muscle car. Well, this is a muscle car in some manners. In some other manners, it's just a European performance car. I don't know which one's more European, though. Would you say any is? They're both decent enough vehicles. Mine's lighter, definitely. Fiberglass. No, that's limited production. I'm guessing we don't want that. We could go with a standard unitary. 79.2. And they don't seem to... Ooh, muscle. It does come up on muscle. So, 79.3. But again, that's limited production. So, 78.6, 65.8. Yeah, I think this is better. Semi-space frame. We could go with a transverse mounted engine, although it would be very strange. It would be very unconventional, to say the least. It doesn't appear to make a difference to the actual market, at least the Utility Sport Premium market. Wait a minute, so where is the thingy? Oh. So it struggles with width more when it's not longitudinally mounted. Or is that length of the engine? I don't know. And double wishbone would make it worse. Front longitudinal. Okay, that works. Works for me. Changing it back to something that won't be terrible. All-wheel drive. The fact that I can get all-wheel drive and keep it lighter by almost 200 kilos, that plays to my side, I reckon, quite heavily. Even though we are quite down on power, miles per gallon is better. I mean, if I can win points there, if I can win points just like that, it's not a bad thing. Yep, Utility Sport Premium. They do take nicely to this stuff. Just because I got utility in the name doesn't mean they will settle for leaf springs. It was worth a try. 89, 90.8. Yeah, double wishbone on the back can be a good way to save money because it's not actually that much worse than multi-link. And it's not that much worse than multi-link, and it does still get around tracks decently well. So as long as we can do that, maybe I would be better off doing such. There's a lot of frontal weight here. That's something we have to bear in mind. I think the lack of non-independent rear suspension has saved us a bit of weight. However, there is not all advantages here. I think if I go 5 valves per cylinder, that will be the technological edge my company needs to stay ahead. So just do that. It will give us better fuel efficiency. We are still on standard multi-point fuel injection. So, yeah, there we go. 473. And we got to go ignition timing. 75, 76. Ooh. There's actually a fair bit of power to be had. This is very good. This is looking very good. 5 valves per cylinder is slightly ridiculous. It's actually becoming surprisingly close to the early 2000s Audi S4 or even RS4. I know the S4 had a 5 valve per cylinder engine, 5 valve per cylinder V8, and it was a complete sleeper because no one would expect it. I don't know about the RS4 having the 5 valve per cylinder unit, but it definitely had a V8, so it wouldn't be surprising had that been the case. We'll go lower the compression a bit because I think, again, ignition timing should be better for fuel efficiency if it's higher. That's what it says, at least, if you just look here. Better fuel efficiency. And then maybe make that bigger. Yeah. I seemed able to get slightly more power out of it. Which everything just rests on getting slightly more power. Let's hear this. There we go. So that's our engine, as I'm pretty content with it. Almost 20 miles per gallon. That is not bad. That is not half bad for a high performance car. At least considering our competitor has 16.6. And I'm pretty sure I can get it over 20 with just a bit of fine tuning. You'll see here. So move this up. How is it getting almost 200 miles per hour as a top speed? That's what surprises me. Although the top speed, I mean not top speed, the miles per gallon, look at that. It is a standard manual and not a dual clutch. I'm not sure if that helps. Maybe it does. We'll go... yeah. What's so heavy about this engine? I'm pretty sure the other one was 200. This engine is actually ever so slightly smaller, and it's almost 100 kilos heavier by the looks of it. Very, very strange. So, ooh, we can go with flat planes. Flat planes seem to make more power, actually. Ever so slightly more power, but I'll take what I can get from this car. What do we need to rev it to? So 8700 is what we need to rev it to. I wonder, I do have this odd curiosity. Actually, no, we need to change the RPM limit. 340.5. So we don't need to rev over 9,000. So we can lower the capabilities just a bit. Low friction cast. We can't do that as much as I would like to. But we can go with standard forged. Oh, that is 9,000 itself. So I think forged does a good job. As far as going anything lower than forged, I wouldn't. But we don't have to go for anything above it either. Forged is just where we want to be, which is interesting because it's about where the competitor is as well. So, yeah, the engines have come out surprisingly close. I think mine's flat plane and that one isn't. That's one difference. There's also the header, which is aluminium on mine, or cast iron even. I don't know how that slipped my mind, but yeah. It's cast iron on mine and housey on the other one. So I guess it does help on markets to make the engine out of algae. On the muscle market, at least, it does. I'm noticing just at the top there. And magnesium. They like magnesium, okay. Despite the incredibly high engineering time. Right. How heavy is this now, I wonder? It should have lightened the front of the car up a bit. 485, okay. So, all I can see to fix now is just get the other bits and ignition timing, make sure they're all up to scratch. Ah, intake. I can go for a performance intake. I normally wouldn't like going for that, but in this particular case it's a performance car. Why not go with the extra bit of power? So that's that, and that is very neat. So huge exhausts to help get rid of all the extra dirtiness from my car. I think that sounds pretty good. And 245 kilos over the front, so yeah, my advanced materials are really helping. Right, this is going well. 3.8 to 60. I'm not sure if that's better. I don't know. I don't have that noted down, oddly. I should, but I don't really mind because I know that's a good 0 to 60 time anyway. Rightio. What else have we got to do? Yeah, there's definitely a weight saving there. And on the front, it is definitely a noticeable saving. We've got a 6-speed manual, as it says. 4 seats. I think... What's the problems with it? It's apparently... It's not that comfortable. I mean, that's going to hurt on a GT, so... If we go on a sport... No, if we go on comfort suspension, set it up for comfort. There we go. Utility Sport Premium. I'm getting closer, I think, to GT now, although it's not low to the ground. So we'll have to lower it kind of manually. Hope it doesn't scrape. I can't see anything scraping. So there we go. It's not going to be perfectly comfortable, no doubt about that, but what can I say? I mean, I've lowered that quite significantly, and if I can still maintain some comfort, I'm a content person, I guess. Right. I would want wider tyres ideally, though. Anything else to report on? I don't think so. There is the safety. Again, I know it was pretty advanced on the other one, although I'm basic here. Premium. So it was GT Premium. I think if I bookmark that, because this is definitely a premium car in some ways, but not in all of the ways. I think what I want to do, I want to get wider arches, make these stronger kind of performance attributes. So I don't know. These might not look good on premium, but they might look good elsewhere. Is 275 wide enough? Perhaps. I don't know. Is it? I reckon it is. Personally, I reckon 275 is wide enough. I could be wrong. I could need more tyre than that, but I think it'll be fine. Is it still over 20 miles per gallon, though? I guess that's the true question. It's over 1,600 kilos and just about over 20 miles per gallon. So, yeah. This car is fundamentally a Audi. It is fundamentally an Audi V8 sports car. We'll go semi-slicks, no. Medium. If you do like medium compound compared to sports. Oh, utility sport premium. So again, we're getting to the kind of sport premium here, which can be seen. 80.4, 81.4. Yeah. I'm questionable about using hard, long life tyres on it, though. I use medium, but I seriously have questions about just using hard economy tyres on it. We can go with a sequential or a dual clutch. Well, it's clear the market is going to ask for a dual clutch in this category. So, 86.2. They prefer a 6-speed over a 7-speed. For once, it's not my decision. Wait, yo. Vicious. Oh, okay. You like a vicious more than you like an electric. If that's what you ask for, then I will fulfill your desires. I guess it's not too important since it's got 50-50 torque split anyway, so you know where the power's going and everything. Worst case, it doesn't hit the ground quite as nicely, but it's not the end of the world if it doesn't. So 91 on the what's it, me dob? Me bob. And yeah, utility sport premium. I know it's not ideally GT, however, we're getting there. We're slowly but surely getting there. So, hence why I am, for the time being, fulfilling it. Where's GT anyway? It's got to be somewhere around here. GT Premium. The City Premium? We don't quite want that. Wait, GT. Bookmark that. GT Premium, there we go. For price, we are doing quite well, but we don't have the other bits. So, for price, we are doing better than the competitor. But how on earth are we going to compete when we don't do other bits better? So, we can go and hopefully add some expensive stuff that's good for the car. If that works. No, you prefer the comfort, don't you? Don't lie. 66. 66.8. They like normal. 66.8. So that seems to walk a good line. And then I'll try and lower it to a point they're content with. How about adaptive? No. I'm guessing the other dampers won't be good as well. I could check them. But yeah. They want advanced suspension. 68.5. Yeah, it helps to have normal suspension lowered as opposed to actual sport suspension, which is intriguing for me as I really struggle to get it correct. Look how low that is now. It's absolutely slammed to the ground. I'm guessing that's why we wanted normal instead of comfort, because it's easier to lower it. Right, yo. So it's still more utility sport premium. How about the safety? Yeah, I suspected this to be one of the areas in which it would help to have the other things. And oh dear, I've put weight on. Okay. We're still 100 kilograms clear of our competitor. However, it is heavier now. That must be borne in mind, and it is less on the miles per gallon front. So, yeah. Sport compound tyres, 72. And okay, yeah, it's reasonably content with Sport Compound 275, which is actually where I would go with this power level. So, yeah, we agree on that then. With all-wheel drive and everything, I think that's a good option. 72. Maybe they want a 7-speed as well. They don't really care if it's a 6-speed or a 7-speed, but they like a 5-speed and they like a 4-speed. Tell me why, please, guys. Just, I don't know. I guess it's just down to actual ratio, so I'll come back and adjust that later. Hopefully get a bit more miles per gallon out of it as well. Yeah. They like electric, but electric is expensive. Vicious is not. Okay, so do we want to do anything with power distribution? I don't know. Yes, apparently we do. So, I don't know what to make of it. Yeah, they like having a bit more to wear. 72. Looks like 35-65 is a way to go. Gives it that bit of rear bias, and it still gives some to the front. So, we'll give that a try. We could hopefully see other bits. We could do the design now. Use our competitors' headlights. Well, it's a possibility that they just happen to find their way into our workshop. Oh, yes. These ones, it has to be. Look at them. Whoa. Aren't these striking? Now it looks a bit sad. Looks a bit sad now they've kind of inverted themselves. Right, so I think if I go and do that, rotate them, I can then put them there. And then I can add the grill, whichever one I choose. Ooh, how about this one? It's probably going to look bad, but who knows? I may just have a design breakthrough with it and have something that doesn't look quite as bad. That would be a revolution to me. in the car company of low expectations. So, across remove. Do. You can move. Oh no. It's kind of under attack by metal poles, for lack of a better term. It's a shame, because that worked quite well while it lasted. You can go... Actually, no, this might look good, like a beak. And... there we go. I think that's semi-decent. And yeah, it's a neat little car. I mean, not that it's what you would necessarily want to see walking into a dealership when you are going to spend £80,000 or whatever on a luxury GT car. But hey, that's what we try and sell to our customers. I mean, remember, I said we try and sell it to our customers. It doesn't necessarily mean we are successful. It does well as a GT car, actually. It does reasonably well. Maybe I'll just focus on the GT category instead of actually GT Premium. Because although, yes, technically it's a lower category, if I'm with the competitors for speed, then, I mean, that's the main thing. And then getting them elsewhere is another luxury that maybe I would like, but don't necessarily have to do. Luxury heads-up display. Ooh. Oh, yes. If I'm going with anything, the handmade interior. And this is where all my weight's coming from. I don't need a heads-up display, though. That is a bit unnecessary, I think, in terms of cost. It costs more than it's really worth. So, how about adding a seat? No, I don't like that one bit. No, no extra passengers in my car. It's going to definitely need the extra seat. I mean, it's definitely going to need the extra grip, though, that I can provide it with. Yeah. It's like even the market's kind of subtly agreed. It's like they don't want to acknowledge it, but it's so much better with the extra grip. So they're just like, fine, go and put extra grip on it then. I don't care. So yeah, but there's no denying it. Extra weight, kind of, you need the extra tyre to help put it to the road. There's just no other way of dealing with it. Now, once we've put better brakes on, we may actually be a long way to getting this car where we want to. And as it is in GT Premium, I think we can go with some carbon ceramics now. I mean, we have to do something to give this car more of a premium image, and carbon ceramics seem to be the surefire way to do that. It's now not as good at being a GT. Oh, it's more expensive than my competitors. What are we going to do about that? First off, we need some carbon fibre wheels. Now it's actually 2018. No. I apparently don't care for carbon fibre wheels. It just costs me money. That's a thing. Yeah, they like bigger wheels, but I go to 18s and everything just explodes. Okay. That's not the way to do things then. 605, 610. We can make them slightly bigger. So, yeah. This is what it is. I could probably make them bigger now, but do I really need to at this point? Wait. Yeah, they like alloy more. Although, magnesium, they like magnesium wheels, which is interesting. I think it's time to put some better wheels on though. How about some of these modernish ones? See how they look. Ooh, flowery, no. I think those perhaps. And they are, what, 17-inch wheels? They're not stupidly massive, but it's just about getting the right wheels for the job. I've lost miles per gallon, but I'm still winning as far as that statistic is concerned, because my engine is lower power. My engine itself is a more economical point. I'm concerned, though, at the same time, as I say, power wasn't, historically, my strong point. I'm like 40 horsepower down or something. I can probably deal with that given I've got all-wheel drive to kind of level everything out, but it's a lot of hoping to just hope that my four-wheel drive system will do it for me. I think try 4-piston on the brakes. Oh dear. The carbon ceramic brakes don't seem to be taking too nicely to the changes I have made. So 95.7. 330mm, they are massive brakes, but we have to control the weight, remember. 96. And it is getting somewhere, I'll say that much. It is getting somewhere, but I think my interior has added a bit too much cost to the vehicle. It is 89.7 versus 89 currently for cost, so go figure. Oh dear. I'm losing market value and increasing cost at the same time. That is not something you want to do. There we go. Lower that just a touch. These don't need to be big at all, do they? The fronts do, but the rears are only having to be quite small. And 2-piston. Carbon ceramic though, because they're light, mind. I say that, I've added weight to the front of all places. Really. I mean, the price is apparently $52,310. I would actually pay that for this, you know. For the performance, it's kind of a bargain. You're getting almost 500 horsepower. And you're getting a lot of technology all in with that. And a luxury interior. It seems like a bargain for 52,000, although I guess that is material costs and you're not going to sell it for that ultimately. 60% front and 40% rear weight balance. That's a way of doing things. I bet it's going to want cast iron or something weird here. Nope. You surprised me. I thought you'd want cast iron for some weird reason. And do we want multi-link on the rear? Yes, they really want multi-link on the rear. And for the sake of a little bit of cost here, I think it's worth just pushing it up. How about reverse and strut now? Sometimes reverse and strut can have an advantage on these kinds of cars. So we've got an aluminium semi-space frame, a pretty good chassis, I reckon. Although, could we see any gains if we were to change this? So, what do they reckon? They reckon corrosion-resistant steel is pretty good. AHS steel is pretty good. That's 88.7 and 103. And light AHS is probably not as good. So, according to them, AHS steel is better, but it costs a bit more. What's the weight? I think it's down to me really deciding on the weight. So, 1873. They weigh exactly the same. So, you know what? I think it's going to be AHS steel. They're very similar technologies, to be honest, when it comes to the chassis. I think AHS is just slightly stiffer. And aluminium, I don't know. I think it's just AHS is slightly stiffer but more expensive. So that's why the market prefers it. They like the luxury of it. However, what can I do here? I can't really beat them for... I can't really beat Uberschnell for the price. However, I've already beaten him for the market statistics on this. I'm already beating him for how well it's doing in the markets. It's just his is about 1 percentage point better for the actual cost of the vehicle. So that's something to bear in mind. Gearbox doesn't really make a difference in price at all. So do they genuinely just like the lesser ratios? Or was that a different category I was thinking of? I don't know. Anyway. So 18.7. I need to see the best miles per gallon out of this. Come on. Come on, car. You can do 18.7. I know. I've seen it out of you. So 18.5, 6, 7. It looks like it's about there. I want to get it. It's a heavy old beast, though. That must be said. 102. 100. 98. So 100.1. Yep, and lower it again. Just try and get everything just set up for how I've changed it. 103.6, 8. Yeah, still it keeps going up. Would I afford it? Probably not. I think it's got quite a good spread overall, although it's not very practical, probably because it's a super mini essentially. So yeah, go figure. But then when it is a high performance GT car ever practical, that's the thing. This isn't that practical because it's based on a small car. Usually they're not practical because they're based off of, well, they're not based off of anything, but they are just bespoke designs designed to go as quickly as possible, but then with some luxury GT elements thrown in there. So what's it asking for? The power distribution is ineffective. 4.6 to 60. I would say it could do better than that. To 60. I'm just thinking 4.1, yeah. It's good for power, but it is limited. So I need to kind of focus out on this, I reckon. It likes tighter ratios. Hmm, 103.5. Might not be the best for miles per gallon, but the market likes it. Which decision should I make? Miles per gallon, it's always miles per gallon. Why do I bother building such a luxury vehicle and then worrying about these things? I just do. And that is not as good for miles per gallon, even if it helps markets. Okay, so 3.8. Spread out the gears just a bit. No, I don't know. That'll work for me. The gears need spreading out because I don't want them just so close as so much wheel spin. I want them close enough to accelerate quickly, and that's about it. So 18.6 miles per gallon. That's okay, really. Not bad. And 104 on the market score. Right. So what do you reckon for the differential now, markets? You're still on the vicious. I forgot to actually see how they were with open and locked and whatnot. No, they still prefer vicious. How about these? They like 290s, but I wouldn't do that because it's such an obscure tyre size that it's harder to find replacements for that. So even though it's possible, I just wouldn't do it for that exact reason. It's just me. Because the standardization as well. Plus, these tyres and wheels are completely interchangeable. You can change the front ones with the rear ones and whatnot, so that will work fine and good. And I guess whoever buys it in the future on the used market, that's going to be a very greatly appreciated design feature. So, alloys, yeah, they like magnesium. How is it actually for price? Have I improved that? I feel I have. Yes, I have. By some miracle, I've improved the pricing of it, so it is now 0.4 below my competitor. And indeed, that is very nice. So I was able to get a point there with the brakes. We can mess with this. Yeah, not much to get there, just slightly bigger frontal brakes. I'm still winning for weight, remember. nothing much to report though. There is launch control. I would say that's very poor acceleration, but in all honesty, from a factory car, it's reasonably impressive. From a factory car with under 500 horsepower even, it's actually reasonably impressive. And I think we're more or less finished. Again, so 142. And I have to just do this again. And double check that everything is working as it should be. So the chosen power split. I was going to do that, but then I didn't. I'm going to leave the brake force as it is because it's content with it. Or am I? Does it need to be that big? Yes, it does. The brake force can stay. I mean, I can tell there's nothing too excessive at the rear. It's not like giving the brakes at the back loads of brake force where they don't need or anything. Also, there's less than 60% of the weight at the front now, which is slightly better than it could be. So the engine bay is very full, nothing I can do about that. And the power distribution I was going on about. The rear tyres have a very low profile. Not too much I could do about that, but I could probably, within an inch, I could probably make them smaller. So, what are the front brake size? 335? Yeah. It makes the front brakes slightly smaller. I think that's where it loses the markets. Anyway, they are large wheels, but so it's a high-performance GT car. What do you expect? There's a lot of overdrive. Again, miles per gallon on my high-performance GT car matters to me. Although in my last car that wasn't very economical, but I was just going with a crazy high-performance vehicle there. In this case, yeah, it's actually utility sport luxury it does quite well in. That's interesting. It does quite well in a lot of categories. So, what else is it? The rear tyres are wide. Yes, they are. So what? I'd rather have them wide than have them narrow. The brakes show slight fade. Nah, that's fine. It can only be slight fade. It can't be anything too major. The front brakes are massive, so they shouldn't be having any kind of fade. And the front tyres have a low profile, making them uncomfortable. But comfort is easily good enough for the class. Maybe not if we're talking about GT. Comfort isn't easily good enough. Okay. But, well, they didn't want comfort settings on their suspension, so don't go bothering me about it. And yeah, look at that for comfort. Like, most uncomfortable car in the world, eh? We need downforce. We need much downforce. I think it's time to go designing as well. Time to go playing Let's Paint. And you can go here, like so. We won't be having one on each side this time. Lip is what we'll have here. This is more like an Aston Martin one, I think. Oh well, it's a GT car, so go figure why I'm using an Aston Martin front end. If I go and make that bigger, yes, excellent. That has some lights as well. I think there's indicators in here, is there? I don't know. I think I can just about see them on the edges, so I think that does include indicators. I won't have to add them separately then. Thank you, headlights. You've done a good job today. Anyway, what else have we got? So that is our front lip. That Aston Martin thing. And we might need a rear diffuser as well. Kind of to add to the experience. And there we go. We'll go see if there's exhaust tips. I can actually do this. Interesting. So, yeah. You can go and I can go and duplicate you. Duplicate you. Nope. So I'm going to have kind of octa exhaust. If only I could have that many cores in my PC. I've had a PC with that many threads, not with that many cores, unfortunately. And duplicate the do my dad. There we go. Octa exhausts. I think this can have a bit of chrome on the grill, so we can make it somewhat more competitive. How are we going to deal with the tail lights? Ooh, lovely. Ooh, let's go Ford Sierra with it. That should look reasonable. No. Apparently Ford Sierra light styles don't look well on early 2000s Japanese cars. Okay. I don't know. So, what else? Ooh. These might look okay. Kind of go thematically with the rest of the car. So if I replace these with chrome, and then I can get the chrome strips, perhaps, of from where it is, I don't know, but I can get them. Come on, you sit there. And find a bumper bar. Wait, yo. You can go there. We can bring this forwards. And that can be reduced in size, perhaps. There we go. You can now see that there is an immediate zone of nothingness. But hey, it's contained within Chrome, which makes it immediately better. And then we can go and put the automation badge, or whatever we choose, in there. I think if we go... Ooh, ghosties. Come on. Yeah, we're using this one because it kind of got selected incidentally. I do like it though, so, you know, go figure. And you can get moved. There we go. So this can get put down the bonnet, like so. It is a very different approach at a GT car, or a muscle car even, I think we can say that much. And scoop, we can get. There we go. So you can go like so. And how about the back? What can we do back here? Oh, I wonder if I can do that. Should work. I weren't intending on glamming it out, but it works better than black, where I've got chrome everywhere else. And we can have a mighty Daytona wing, as I shall decide to call it. Come on. Center. So that can go out like so. I feel like it just doesn't quite fit. There we go. I feel if we get a smaller Daytona wing, it actually works very well. Like, just look at this. No major problems. There we go. Okay. That should satisfy my rear wing needs. I do like that rear kind of panel there. It was incidental, but I've actually done something that looks really nice. I wasn't expecting it to come out as well as it did. I thought it was going to be a mess, if I'm entirely honest. And although these handles are a bit dated by today's standards, I just like them, so I'm going to use them. And around it goes. Like so. You can just sit there. We can go with some mirrors now. I don't think I've forgotten anything. So, mirrors. These ones. Flip them round. There we go. This is kind of nice, even. It's something I would drive, and I mean, that says something. I would drive my own car, obviously, but the fact that it's not half as horrible as it could have been. Yes, glam mirrors. I think I might have gone a bit over the top with the chrome by doing that, though. So, what next? We do have these sections of the car. You know what, let's go with Core 2 Duo Blue. I feel that could look really good with the chrome. And we'll go with the window trim. That can be chrome. pillar. That can be chrome. So we have wheel trim. I could actually go with a bit of trim on the wheel being chrome. And then black, perhaps. It looks weird, but how about that? Oh, wheel lip, that's what I want to be chrome. I'm not sure I like them. No, I don't like them, but I do like having a bit of chrome on the lip of the wheel. Or do I? No, I don't. I changed my mind. Now, I think this is enough. This is enough for me. Now all we need to do is finish it off with the downforce parts. Yes, downforce parts. And we should be done. Oh, wait a minute. We still have some tuning to do. So the miles per gallon has got worse. Oh, along with the downforce. That makes sense. Doesn't matter, I'm still in the clear. Even if slightly, I am still in the clear for the downforce to go ahead. How about the downforce? No, not downforce, safety. Wait, GT Premium is doing well. I need to find where the menu is. I think I just saw it. Front wing angle and rear wing angle. Let's see how that does. You'll probably be ready to take flight. Yeah, as I said, 22 kilos front, 189 rear. Far too much rear downforce. I mean, it's important to have more on the back in a car like this, but that's just far more than it needs to be. There we go. By doing this and lowering the rear downforce, I'm able to kind of raise the front downforce and give myself a more balanced perspective, would you say? There we go. 55%. No, 55 kilos on the back, 50 on the front. So I'll go rearing angle can be 20. See how that looks. Maybe a bit more. 21, 22. So we've got under 50 on the front and 65 on the back. That should hopefully work for me. And if we go with extra cooling as well. 51, 52. 1, 2, 3. 3. Okay, so that's hurt the markets even, the extra cooling. I don't know. Right, so we've still got 3.8 0 to 60. 90 there. 17.3 miles per gallon. That is 0.4567. 0.7 miles per gallon better. So I'm winning for a case where it really doesn't matter. My car is all-wheel drive, so I would say credit where it's due. Yeah, I'd say, if anything, these two cars have tied because mine is slightly more expensive but slightly better. So, yeah, Uberschnell, you have done a very good job with your vehicle. But in either case, neither of them are bad vehicles. Mine is good at doing what it does, and that vehicle's good at doing what it does. They just go about it using different methods. Still, which one is quickest? I will actually be creating another video to show that, along with a few other vehicles that I have got to bring into the fight. So let's see in that video how well things pan out. But until then, I'll have to say goodbye until another day.